Hi everyone, I'm Claire Saffitz. Welcome to my home kitchen. Today I have the ideal baking recipe for spring. It's rhubarb bars. It's incredibly easy. It's kind of a unique recipe. I've made a few little tweaks. Mostly I've cut down the sugar by half because it was really, really sweet, but it's so good and so fun and easy to make. This is a family recipe. This is a recipe that my mom made when I was a kid, and I remember it well. And I have a very distinct memory of my mom making it, and the pan of bars was warm, and I kept coming to it like as a kid. Like I remember the level of the counter was like here, and like cutting off a little piece and eating it, and then like coming back like 10 more times and eating little slivers because it's so delicious. We have some old-fashioned rolled oats. Don't use quick cooking because they just turn to mush. Some cinnamon, melted and cooled butter, a little bit of salt, a cup of brown sugar, all-purpose flour. That is all part of the base. For the filling, I have rhubarb. I'm gonna chop it up. I need 4 cups total. A lemon, and as part of the filling, I have a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch, some granulated sugar also cut in half from the original quantity in the recipe, 3/4 of a cup of water, and some vanilla extract. This is like a good thing to do with kids because it's so easy and like comes together really simply. Not a lot of special equipment. You'll really just need a bowl and a saucepan and a little whisk for making the filling. I'll kind of explain that part as we go. The first thing I'm going to do is put together my crumble mixture, and the crumble forms, you pat it into the pan, you pat half of it into the pan so that becomes the base of the bars, and then the rest goes on top of the fruit. So I like that it's kind of a 2-for-1. So I have my oats, my flour, my brown sugar, big pinch of salt, then my 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm gonna toss all of this together. Okay, so now I'm gonna drizzle in the melted butter that's cooled. It's 2 sticks. And I'm gonna start by mixing with a spatula. You could use your hands. I just always, whenever I'm adding wet to dry, I like to start with like a fork or a spatula just until the wet gets absorbed and then my hands don't get so messy. I think that a big part of what I liked about this recipe when I was a kid was that it was like really, really sweet. So here I'm cutting down on the sugar because one thing I talk about a lot when it comes to desserts and developing recipes is that sugar is a flavor enhancer up to a point, especially when working with rhubarb, which is like incredibly tart. That like you start and you're adding sugar and it's like tasting better and better and better, and then you reach a point where you're at like the optimal amount. But then anything beyond that, it's just the sugar becomes a masking and it becomes too sweet, and that's when it's like you've reached diminishing returns, it's not getting any better, and it's just becoming kind of cloying. So I always try to kind of like calculate the right amount of sugar so that it tastes like the best version of itself, but not too sweet. Okay, so now I have this mixture. I wanna now go in with my hands, and I'm just gonna kind of work it until there's no floury spots, no dry spots. So now I have these kind of big wet crumbs, and I'm gonna dump half of this mixture into my pan. So the rest of this I'm gonna set aside because that comes back later. And now this part just gets patted into a thin layer in the bottom. No egg, no baking powder. If you're worried about the layer being even or it being thick in some spots, one thing you can do is grab a measuring cup and just use this. It's just like flatter than your hand. This looks great. I'm gonna set this aside. And now we're gonna chop our rhubarb. I need 4 cups of chopped rhubarb. The leaves are toxic, FYI. But that's why you'll almost never see the leaves attached to rhubarb. So I'm just gonna chop the rhubarb. I don't want the pieces to be tiny, but I also want them to be small enough that they don't become like big. I just don't want the pieces to be too big because then you bite in and like it kind of breaks the bar apart. Oh my gosh, it's like exactly 4 cups. The next step is to just scatter the rhubarb over the crust. We just want to get this in an even layer. Okay, yeah, plenty of rhubarb in every piece. And now we're gonna make, this is the part that's kind of unusual. We're gonna make this kind of like syrup. That's gonna go over top. And in some ways it reminds me of like an old-fashioned lemon meringue pie, where the filling is like mostly, it's like water mostly, plus lemon juice, plus sugar and cornstarch, and you just cook it all until it's thick and it like gels. That's kind of what we're gonna do here. So I'm gonna take granulated sugar, I'm gonna dump it in my saucepan, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to add to this a little bit of lemon zest. This is not in the original recipe, but it's like, it's always nice to have. Lemon is always such a compliment to spring fruit. And then I'm gonna add 3/4 cup of water. Whisk everything together. And now we just need to cook this. And we're gonna cook it until, the recipe says to cook until clear. Basically that means like bring it to a simmer. So I'm gonna bring this over to the stove. This should just take a minute or so. Oh, also vanilla. I think it's 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract in the recipe. So 1, 2. Oh yes, and my oven, I have a rack in the center and it's preheated to 350. So these bars bake at 350 for about an hour. So it was just, basically it's activating the cornstarch. It's gonna turn it translucent and clear. So I have this mixture and now I wanna pour it over my rhubarb filling while it's still hot, so it's not too thick. So I'm just gonna kind of like spread it around, make sure it's even. And now the last step is to scatter the remaining crumble over top. So this is ready to bake. So quick and easy to assemble. No chilling, no waiting. So it's gonna go into my oven. Again, it's at 350 on the center rack and it's gonna bake for about an hour. Basically, you just wanna see some bubbling from the filling and golden brown crumble on top. So the bars have been baking for 1 hour and 3 minutes. And I can tell that they're done, one, because I looked, but also because I can smell them. It's the smell of like sugary rhubarb scorching around the edges of the pan, and that's when they're done. It's like makes this like little tiny chewy part that's so good. So here we see, it looks and smells so good. I love the little dark spots along the edge. It's nice and bubbling. The rhubarb got kind of jammy and the crumble is golden brown. They look so good and I really want to taste them, but they have to cool down because like they're incredibly hot. And if you cut them hot, they will just fall apart. So I'm gonna let them cool and then we'll just come back and taste. All right, the bars, this is a classic dessert person. It's like, they're still hot. Well, they're not hot, but they're warm. But we're gonna cut them and try them anyway. So excited. I haven't had these in years. I mean, I think it maybe has been like 20 years. I don't know. Okay, so the chances of this falling apart are kind of high because it's warm. I'm gonna try to unmold this intact. Also, it's kind of hard to get it out. It's always hard to get the first piece out. But actually the baking slab makes it easier because the sides are low. Not bad. It came out all in one piece. Did not crumble apart. I'm so excited to try it. So let's see if we can look at the bottom. Again, it's kind of delicate. If you have a chance to chill these, I would chill them so that the butter gets really nice and firm. So the bottom is like nice and golden brown. Oh my gosh. It really brings me back. The rhubarb in a good way gets this like jammy jelly-like quality from the cornstarch and that syrup that poured over. The rhubarb is actually kind of what's holding everything together. So as these cool further, like they become more sliceable and kind of more cohesive. I love that layer of fruit in there. It's so funny how half the sugar, it still tastes the way I remember. Because like when you're a kid, like if something is super sweet, that just tastes normal. So good, so easy, fun to make. It checks all the boxes, and that's rare. So it kind of is making me even happier that it's spring. And rhubarb really is available all summer. So I hope you check it out and try these. This is my 2026 rhubarb offering. If you want to check out my past rhubarb recipes, you can go to the episode where I make a rhubarb cake that's in Dessert Person, which is a personal favorite of both Vince and Cal. And another great use for rhubarb if you have a lot. And this one is just so fun and over delivers, which is always what I'm looking for. So I hope you give it a try. And if you have never had rhubarb, this is a great place to start. And I want to say thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.